All right. Today we are going to talk about, is Texas whiskey coming into its prime? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about angry old men. Let's go. And yeah, it's going to get crazy. And we are also going to talk about, can whiskey make you smarter or dumber? Let's get into it right now. I said right now. All right out of the gate, I'm going to tell you something. I failed, epically failed. How do you like that new intro? I'm trying to get to the point on the intro. So, like, if you want to listen to that, cool. It's something I heard. Anyway, whatever. Um, yeah. Anyway, so the intro. I want to thank Germ from Freedom Malts. That dude, I don't know. He just decided to make me an intro, and I'm like, cool, do it. And he knocked it out of the park. And those of you who are watching this, if you are the loyal patrons, and we're going to give shout outs here in a minute, if you are loyal patrons, you will see all the graphic and stuff for that, because this podcast itself does not go out in video, because it's just me in the shed talking on a mic, so there's that. But if you would like to, go to patreon.com/the Whiskey Shaman, and you can support. You can buy me a dram. You can support monetarily, and you'll get the video of this podcast if you want it. And they get special perks. They get a lot of special perks. I'm trying to do more all the time. And the more patrons I have, the more I can do. So let's get into it. This is going to be a lot of housekeeping. So if you guys aren't into the whole behind the whiskey type stuff, cool, peace out. Go find another one. I just released 45th Parallel just came out, Lost Lantern. Like, come on. I'm throwing out some bangas, if you know what I mean. And it's not me. It's the guests I'm having. They're amazing. I've got like 8 already recorded. Like, I'm well into the summer with these guys, so I might have to start releasing them earlier than I want to, so they don't get stagnant. You know what I mean? I don't want them to sit for too long. So we'll see. We'll see. I went a little hard in the paint when I came back. We're not talking about any of the comeback stuff today. When I came back, I said, I'm coming back, brother. And I did. And I feel like it's really good. So today we are going to talk about the Texas Whiskey Festival. Yeah, we just had Jake on and we talked about what it was all about. Now I'm going to give you my part of what it's all about. So, but first, this is not a shameless plug, but I got a new glass. Yeah, I got a new glass, and the patrons will be able to see it. It's a really dainty snifting glass, is what they call it, from Amber Glass. Amber Glass. They were at the Texas Whiskey Festival, and you won't be able to really see it on camera, but like the stem of the glass is amber colored. It's a beautiful piece of art, really. And it just so happens it can hold whiskey. So today we are going to dip into. I don't do this always, but it's, I'm recording this on a Sunday afternoon, so I'm going to have a dram. So this sample was sent to me by Baker Drinks. Go follow them on YouTube. They're amazing people doing cool stuff. See how I said that? Stuff. I was going to say shit, but whatever. This is the 2-bar bourbon, bottled in bond. I've never had this before. I did on my phone, a little bit of research on them. They are a farm. The Kaiser family, they were in South Texas, and they established a 2-bar ranch. They stood for quality, independence, hard work, all the things that Texans are about, right? We're going to Texas, don't worry. And then they went to Seattle and started a distillery, and they were trying to make that their thing. And so I'm really interested. I'm actually going to reach out to them if their product is good. Let's see if it is. If I can get the damn thing open. I haven't even opened it. So, like, we're going to do this live action. So, I hope everybody has been well, right? I hope everybody, I can't freaking open it. Like, I'm going to have to use my damn teeth or my knife or something. Yeah. He used his teeth. Yeah, I know. Don't do that. Don't be like me, kids. You know. All right, let's get into it. All right, so this is 2-bar bourbon. If you've never heard of them, go look them up. We're not going to do a big pour. We got a lot to talk about, so I don't want to do too much. But in the glass, it just looks pretty in this glass. You know what I mean? Like, this is just an amazing glass. And Amber, what is it? Amber Glass does not know that they are getting a shout out. I might message them or something, but neither does 2-bar bourbon nor Baker Drinks. You know, I do what I want, you know, and I don't care what people think. And I think that's why people like what I do. I hope people like what I do, because guess what? I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to give you a couple little notes on this. If you can find it, let's see if you can need to go get it. Ooh, on the noses. What's going on? Okay. I'm going to lose Wi-Fi. Is that what it is? Yeah, I'm going to lose Wi-Fi right in the middle of a recording. That's going to be great, isn't it? Maybe if I turn my phone off, it'll help, you know, like save the Wi-Fi, you know, like save the fish or the whales or it has a really nice nose. It's basic bourbon, you know, profile, but it's very grain forward, which I like. Some people call it the craft funk. You don't like grain. You don't like the taste of grain. You like the taste of barrel. Anyway, we're gonna get into all that, bro. Just hold on. Yeah, it was a fun weekend. We had a really fun weekend. Okay, let me have a little sip. Mm-hmm. Thrilling. Ooh, wow. Okay, so on the taste, it's like, what is that? Fig Newton? Yeah, it's like Fig Newton, or maybe I don't know if it's fig. It's like super dark chocolate, like raisinets, right? Okay, this is what it is. It's not Fig Newton because it's not sweet enough to be fig. It's more raisin, but that's like raisinets if they were dark chocolate raisinets. You know, the raisinets are the chocolate coated raisins, right? It's dark chocolate, super cocoa. It's a really good pour. I will enjoy that, and thank you, Baker Drinks. I don't, you know, whatever. Okay, let's get into it. We are like 9 minutes in. Okay, so I just did a review, and this will be out probably the same time as the review. I just did a review of the Penelope. I'll say it eventually. The Penelope Rio, which the Rio is the Amberana and honey finished. Yeah. So, I know there's a lot of people out there that are against finished whiskeys, right? I'm not one of them. I don't care. Is it good whiskey? Let's drink it, right? I'm all about exploration and finding, and there's a gnat in the room, and he's like annoying the crap out of me. I'm sorry. This high quality content you're getting here. So I did a review on it, and I was thoroughly surprised. Yeah. So if anybody out there in podcast land that's listening, if they want, if they have an extra bottle of Penelope, the Rio, I would gladly purchase that from you. Yeah. I'm not paying secondary prices. I'm sorry, I'm not going to. But just reach out to me at Whiskeyshamanpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll talk. let's talk. Because what I got was a sample. It was the dredge in the bottom of the bottle, because Kris, my buddy Kris, said that he was going to get me another bottle, and his, connects fall apart, and cats and dogs living together. It's crazy stuff. All right. I say all that to say this. Let's get into Texas, right? Okay, so not this weekend, but as of recording this, 420, perfect day to have a whiskey festival, right? Oh wait, hold on, that's not wrong. Anyway, it's the start of the palindrome, right? Is that what it's called, the palindrome, where it's the same numbers front to back, unless you're in Europe or Australia, and then they move the things around. So it was 42024, which backwards would be 42024. Whatever. It's stoner math, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it was a Texas Whiskey Festival. And if you guys remember my podcast from a long time ago, about a year ago, obviously, there was some crazy stuff that went on with and during and around the Whiskey Festival. And the funny thing is, same type of crazy stuff happened. So I don't know if it's the Whiskey Festival. I don't know if it's me. Whatever it is, we did not get a hailstorm. We did not break windows. So there's that. There was old man anger though, so not me. I'm not the old man in this picture. We'll get into that later. So I'm gonna have another little sip of this. It's actually really good. So I will tell you guys right now. 2-bar bourbon out of Seattle, Washington. Cheers. I mean, it's some good stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel fancy drinking out of that glass, like that glass is just exquisite. It's exquisite. Okay. Texas Whiskey Festival. Where do I begin? Okay, so had Jake on. Jake's an amazing person doing amazing things. Sorry, I think I might have got the bug. Did he die in my hands? I don't know. Anyway, he didn't. He is an asshole. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. So had Jake on, amazing, and so got our tickets. So the cool thing about the Whiskey Festival is if you buy a ticket, you have to have a DD. We're going to get into that as well, which I think is super smart. Why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you have a DD? Because we'll get into it in a second. It's just, it makes it that much easier. Okay, so my wife and I go to Austin, Texas, and we're like, okay, so we go the day of, so which would have been Saturday, 420. We go up there and we had a hotel room. It wasn't right next to the venue, but it was close by. And so we checked into the hotel room, and we'll get into that part as well. It was rather humorous if you want to go there. Came into town. We don't come into Austin a lot, but this was more like Bee Cave, Lakeway area. So it was a little different. So we get there, we get to our hotel. We ate some lunch first, and then went to the hotel. And my wife was cold. She's cold natured. Whatever. It was kind of chilly. Here's the issue. So we were looking at the forecast, and everybody received an email from Jake that says this event is rain or shine. And everybody's like, crap. Okay, so it's rain or shine. So we look at the weather, and it's 90% chance of rain. Yeah, for like hours. And we're like, sure, great. Yeah, we're kind of like this. Yeah, we're like, what the hell? Okay, cool. So so we're like, we're going anyway. We got a babysitter, right? We got a hotel room. If we can't go to the festival, we'll find something to do. So at the same time, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law wanted to come because they came last year as well, and we had a great time together. And they said, hey, we want to go again. Okay, my brother-in-law, okay, I'm going to look at it like this. He likes whiskey because he drank the whiskey with me, but he's like, he could care less. You know what I mean? Like, he likes to drink the whiskey, but like he's not out buying bottles. Does that make sense? He might have one bottle at his house. I don't know. I wouldn't like buy him a bottle for Christmas. That type, like I might now, but um so it was kind of cool to like get him into whiskey, right? He's been drinking old fashions, he's been drinking it on the rocks, type stuff. So excuse me, every time I start talking. So we get to Austin, we get to the hotel. My wife's freezing cold because it's kind of like 60 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and it's windy and cool, and it's kind of misty, rainy. And she's like, she jumps in the bed in the hotel room, and she's like, I need to warm up, blah, blah. And she goes, I forgot my heating pad. Yeah, my wife, she's very bougie when it comes to stuff like that. And I love you, baby, but you are. She's like, I need you to go get me a heating pad. I'm like, okay, I can do that. No big deal. We have like 3 hours before we have to be anywhere. Cool. I saw there was a little liquor store right next to the hotel. So I was like, I'll run over there too. Anyway, so she gave me a list of things that she needed. And so I was like, okay, cool. So while I left, she fell asleep. She took a little nap, whatever. So I left and I went to Walgreens of all places. Oh no, first I went to that little liquor store right across the street. Not the greatest. They had a Blanton's Gold. Yeah, Blanton's Gold, which I've never seen in the wild, right? I don't have one. For $299. Yeah. I was like, no, that's not gonna happen for me. I'm gonna buy 5 of them just to piss the guy off. No, not gonna happen. They had a pretty good selection of whiskey, but it was a little overpriced, all of it. They had the Kris Stapleton Traveler, but it was like $48, and it should be like right at 40. I mean, they're not that is overpriced, but they're not like gouging. But then they had like stuff in the case where it's like, yeah, that's gouging. They had a Michter's 10-year for like 400 or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. I didn't get nothing, so I left. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna be out, I'm gonna look for another liquor store because why not? So I go to another liquor store, which is what was it? I don't even remember what it was. I really don't. I don't know what it was called. It doesn't matter. And they had a really interesting selection of scotch at some random liquor store. And I can't say the distillery's name. Glasshaw. I don't know. Anyway, I picked up a bottle of that. I've never seen it in the wild. I picked up a bottle, and it was their revival or reveal thing. I put it on my Instagram if you want to go see what it was. And it was fairly priced. It was like $40 bottle. So I was like, cool. They had like the Elijah Craig barrel proof. They had some other things. They had Blanton cigars in this one. I don't know. I don't smoke cigars, so I didn't get one. They were like $20 a piece. I was like, okay, I don't want that little horsey that bad. Anyway, so then I was like, I need to go to Walgreens and get my wife the heating pad. Here's where old man anger comes in. Okay. Sorry. So I go to the Walgreens, which is in a weird, obscure place. Okay. So I go to the Walgreens and I'm like, I need to pick up this, this, and this. There's like 3 little things I had to get. Okay. So, and it's like misty, nasty rain outside. It's just not a great day to be out and about. So let me take a drink real fast. I'm going to need it. You might need one too. And I'll tell you this, like, I've been going back to work. I've been doing all the things, trying to be a contributing member of society now, right? After all the BS. And so like, I'm just happy, right? I'm happy now. Like, there was a time like a week ago, week and a half, 2 weeks ago, maybe, where I got really frustrated. I got really angry. And I'm sorry, there's a little caveat on that, but it's going to tie into it, I promise. Because my mind not my chemo head, but my mind was like running a million miles an hour, like ready to go, like rock and roll, let's go. But my body was tired. Obviously, we fought a battle and won, luckily. But like my body wasn't there. Like I get tired real easy. There was things that I was doing that were a little harder. My job is pretty taxing on your body and on your mind and stuff like that. And it was just one of those things. So I was like, okay, cool. Kind of fell into like a like I was moaning and pissing and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I need to stop. And my wife actually told me, she goes, hey, do you remember when you almost died? Yeah, and you were just happy to be alive. What happened to that? And it was like a slap to the face, right? Because I'm like, oh shit, like, why am I bitching about stuff? Like, I need to just go and do the thing, right? So that totally changed my outlook on the thing. And I think, people need that from time to time. They need that reassurance or that like kick in the nads where you're like, or nad, whatever, however you want to put it, the kick in the nad where you're like, bro, get it together. Like, be glad you can even do things. You know what I mean? You could still be like in full recovery, like just do things. So that was a big thing. So like coming back after that, I was like just happy and so like I've looked at life a little different since then again, which great, like I'm so glad. I always have to adjust the mic. I don't know why I always have to adjust the mic because I feel like I'm like, man, whatever. Sorry. So I'm just like flitting around Austin, going to liquor stores, looking for freaking heating pads, whatever. No big deal. Like, not a care in the world. Fixing to go drink a bunch of Texas whiskey. Like, hell yeah, let's go. Right. Gonna hang out with some family that I love. Like, why not? Right. So I go to this Walgreens and I walk in and I'm like, okay, cool. There's nobody in there. Like, it's dead. So I'm like, okay, easy peasy. I'm in and out. So I was looking for a Tide pin. Okay, if you've ever seen a Tide pin, it's literally tied in a pin that you put on your. I turned into a fat ass, and then I got some schmutz on my shirt that I was supposed to be wearing at the festival, and I got some, Anyway, so I had to get it off. It's the thing, it's it is what it is. So I was looking for a Tide pin, and a lot of times they are at the front, at the kiosk in the front, like where the gum and the other stuff is, just like grab and go, type things. So I'm looking, I'm not asking anybody for help or anything. I'm just looking, and this lady comes up and she goes, in the best way I can say it, um, can I help you? I was like, what? Can you? Oh, I don't know what that means, but yeah, what's up? She was saying, "Can I help you?" But she couldn't speak good English. Which, hey, no, I mean, I'm not, you know, poo pooing anybody for trying to get a job in the U.S. and do their job. That's not what this podcast is about at all. At all. I don't care. But like she was trying to talk to me, and I couldn't understand what she was saying, and I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be difficult. So I said, I'm looking for a Tide pin, like, oh, that's random out of nowhere, looking for a Tide pin. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know you don't know. So I literally looked it up on my phone and like showed her the picture of the damn Tide pin because it's like it wasn't computed. Like we were not able to communicate. Okay. So she said, it's down there. Okay, cool. Buy the detergent, right? That's yeah. So I get the Tide pen, I get the heating pad. That was the main thing I went in there. And gum. I was supposed to get gum. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I got the wrong gum. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about gum real fast. I don't chew gum because it has like sorbitol in it, and sorbitol is not great for me. Anyway, doesn't matter. You do you eat gum. I don't care. But every once in a while, like your breath is kind of stanky, you know what I mean? But like you can't brush your teeth or something like that. So just chew a piece of gum, you're good, right? Well, my wife said get some gum. Okay, so I got some gum, but I was like, there's two different people in the world, right? There's the spearmint people, and there's the peppermint people. It's a hard line in the sand, right? And I said, I don't think my wife is either. Because there's like this one gum, and I don't remember what it was called Cool Mint or something like that. It's still a mint gum, but it's like not either one of those. It might be both of them mixed together. I don't know. So I'm like, I don't think she likes spearmint because like spearmint has a distinct flavor and peppermint has a distinct flavor, and I don't want to get the wrong one. So I got this other one that was, you know, Arctic Blast, Cool Mint, whatever. I got it. I was like, okay, cool. So I go to check out. Yeah, old man Anger's coming. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm at the thing, and there's a guy in front of me, an old man. And he had, and I'm not judging. This is no judgment to anybody. Okay. Don't think of me like this, please. I'm not. I'm just telling you the things that happen because I found them humorous in my life. Okay. This older man, had a case of White Claws, a case of Coors Light, and 2 liters. Yeah, two 2 liters. I guess they're 2 liters of Coca-Cola in his cart. And he went to the register, and I was right behind him, and he was paying for his stuff. Okay, so they said it's $37 or whatever the price was. The price is irrelevant at this point. And I'm standing waiting behind him. So he pulls out his credit card, and like the lady who was helping me earlier that could barely speak English was trying to assist him in swiping his credit card. And he swiped it, and it says enter your PIN, right? Like it normally does. And she goes, your PIN? Your PIN? And he rattled off at her. He goes, hell no, I ain't got a PIN. Why do you need a PIN? And she's like, a PIN. And she's pointing. He goes, I'm not writing you a goddamn check. I don't need a PIN. Okay, so that goes on. And he's like, I guess he presses no, right? To no to the PIN or credit or whatever. It's irrelevant what happens. But what happens is he does it, and she's like, oh, it's no work. It's no work. What? He's like, what? Of course, you can't hear what she's saying or understand, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't work, basically. And he's like, okay. So he swipes his card again. Round 2. Let's go. All right. We're good. We're good. I'm just back there, bebopping, flitting, singing songs in my head, doing what I do, right? I'm just waiting. I don't give a crap. I ain't got nothing else to do, right? I'm just waiting, flitting back and forth. Okay, cool. This goes on 22 times. Yeah. 22 times. Yeah. He swiped his card 22. I counted, obviously. Because that's my ADHD, I guess. I just counted every time he swiped his card. I was like, oh my God, hurry up, please. He didn't hurry up. And he was getting irate. At this point, he's irate with this lady. And like yelling, she's on the intercom, on her little, thing, going, I need a help. Helping me, please. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. That's pretty similar to what her accent was like. I don't know ethnicity, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And so this other lady comes up, right? And she's like, "Oh, Mister Blah blah blah, we had an issue with your card last time." And so, come to find out, it's like, I don't know for a fact, but it's like a not Medicare card, but like a card for elderly people, right? That doesn't have a PIN. It's not a credit card, like money from government money goes to it. Like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't have that. And he's like getting very angry, which I get it. Like, it's frustrating, like when your card won't go through. So the lady says, "Hey, can I see your card?" And he goes, "No, you can't see my card." And I'm like, I'm just sitting there going, what is going on? Like, seriously, what is going on right now? Because this is crazy. So, so finally he gives her the card and she swipes it. Well, what was happening is he wasn't, yeah. And this is where it gets, like, it hurts my heart a little bit. He had the little magnetic strip the wrong way. Yeah. He wasn't even swiping it. And the other girl didn't know the difference. Um, so yeah, that was really hard for me to see. Um, I almost stepped in and was like, "Hey, can I help?" But then, like, I'm not trying to get into this old man anger. Like, I don't need that in my life right now. So, I mean, I had it already in my life. It was funny, but like once he starts getting angry with me, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna shank your ass. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. So, old man anger uh finally got his shit, and then as soon as, like, she's fine, it goes through, they're doing all the things, that lady comes over to me, I check my stuff out, boom, I'm in and out, done. And as I'm leaving, he's still there with his buggy, whatever. Like, I'm trying to go around him, right, to go around him because I'm already done, I've got my receipt, I'm headed out the door. Well, he, like, strong arms me, basically. He, like, goes, "Oh," and, like, makes it to where I can't pass him. Like, I almost knocked this old man down because, like, I'm not hustling, but, like, like, I'm not hanging out there. I've already been there for like 10 freaking minutes waiting for this guy to swipe his card, right? So, like, I'm not angry or anything. I'm just like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't stand here anymore. And he, like, strong arms me, and I'm like, mother, you better. I'm gonna throw you over this table, old man. Well, guess what? He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Bitch, you ain't sorry, okay? You saw me. I've been standing right behind you this whole time. Like, you saw me and you made sure to strong arm me." I didn't say anything. I said, "Oh, sir, I'm sorry." I did the nice thing. I said, "Oh, sir, I'm sorry. Please go." Well, then he don't go. Like, he just don't go. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you got your receipt. You're go. Get out. Go. So I try to go around him again, and literally he, like, moves his ass like that way. Like, he don't want me to go in front of him, but he ain't going, right? So then finally I just go around him. Like, I don't say anything. I just go around him, and I'm like, "What?" And I'm leaving there going, "What the hell is going on, man? This guy's freaking crazy." Well, come to find out, he's like, that's his thing. Like, he goes there like every other day and gets a 12 pack of something and does a thing. Whatever. None of my business. I pray for the guy. I hope he's doing well. So that's old man story. Cheers. Mm, that 2 bar's good. That 2 bar is super chocolatey, super dark chocolate. Anyway, all right, let's get to the Texas Whiskey Festival because that's what we came here for, right? Is Texas whiskey gonna be able to fight the big boys? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. You know, on that note, I'm thinking, like, that was a great pour, right? Baker, thank you. That was a great pour. I need water. Let's put some water in there. Let's go. Okay. That was a great pour. And I have some left over so I can. Let's go. I'm going to go to another baker. Baker sent me like 4 samples. So this is a Bull Run 15-year-old American. Does that say American? Yep. Pinot Noir finished. Yes, please. Yes, please. Let's go. I'm probably gonna have to toot this one too. The whole reason I wanted to do this, because we're gonna need a drink, and I don't want another drink of that. It was great, but I got it off. Look at that. Um, okay, Texas. So I go do my thing. So then I end up going to Twin Liquors, to see what they got. Okay, so if you guys know, Still Austin, out of Austin, obviously, has came out with their bottled and bond series, and it's 4 different iterations of their bottled and bond whiskey. One was red corn, one was blue corn, one was high rye bourbon, and one was a straight rye whiskey. The only one I did not have was the straight rye because it had recently just came out. I'm gonna drink my water. So I'm getting blown up on my phone. I don't know what the deal is. Everybody loves me. No. We'll find out if everybody loves me once we get to the whiskey festival. So I go to Twin Liquors, I find the bottled and bond rye. I pick it up. And then they also had, sorry, I've never seen this in the wild. I picked up a Cedar Ridge quintessential. Yeah, I did. First time I'd ever seen it at a store. I don't know if it just doesn't come around me personally, but it's the first time I saw it, so I picked it up. I don't. It's a batch 2. I don't know. It's not finished or anything or anything. It's just the quintessential. Really excited. Look for the review on that sometime this year. I can't give you a date. I'm sorry. I have a hair growing in my nose. Not in my nose. It's from my mustache going into my nose, and it's really annoying. That is first world problems. What they say, first world problems. I'm just happy to have hair. Amen. Okay, so we're gonna do a small pour of this Bull Run 15-year American whiskey. It doesn't say. Does it say 97 proof? I don't know if it's light whiskey. We'll find out. It doesn't matter. Thank you again, Baker. Okay, so I pick up those bottles. I actually ended up picking up that Glengospel, and then I went back to that liquor store right next to our hotel, and I found, and I'd never seen this in store. Let's see how I get closer to the mic. I found a long row. Yeah, Campbelltown peated Scotch. Yeah, I found one and I picked it up. It was like $60. Yeah. So I picked it up because I've never seen one of those in the wild. So look forward to that too. So I ended up picking up 4 bottles in total. So that was I feel like that's a good haul for me. It wasn't too expensive, but yet it was enough to say, hey, I did a thing, right? Had a good weekend. So I get home, my wife wakes up. We're like, hey, you want to go to the festival? Let's go. I had VIP. I can get there early, but I'm like, I'm not trying to get there early because, it doesn't really matter. So we get up, we do our thing, and we get over there, and we get there like right at 5:30, 5 something like that. Well, they are just opening up general admission. Like it's misty, rainy. It's no sun. It's not a good day to be outside, right? So, so I'm like, oh crap. Okay, so let's go. So we go get in line. Well, the line starts wrapping, and it's wrapping around this place, and I'm like, oh crap. Let's go to the end. So we go to the end, which is not super far away, but far enough away. Well, in doing that, all of a sudden I hear somebody say, "Hey, Randall." I'm like, "Oh crap, already." No, and it was Jack White. Yeah, yeah, he's a free feed loser. No, I'm joking. He is, but I don't hate him for it. Jack was in my Psalm 3. We did a blending together, and it was excellent. I had a great time with him. He has a vast whiskey collection, which I'm jelly of. Cool dude, goes all over the country with his job, and so he's able to go to all these distilleries and do cool shit. Anyway, shout out Jack. Right. So I saw him, which is cool. Got to hang out for a second in line. And then right as soon as we got in line, brother and sister-in-law showed up, which was perfect because, we got to go in together. So we go inside. Everything is cool. Well, what they did, here's to the Bull Run. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. It's not bad. I'm not going to give tasting notes on it because it's like whatever. Um, so we go inside and there's like normally at Star Hill Ranch, all the distilleries are outside in a run, you know, and you just go from one to the other and come back and make a circle. They were not. They were not out at all. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, um, yeah, yeah. So we were like, okay, all the distilleries are in the buildings. Okay, cool. There was one outside, and it was the raffle. You can win whiskey. I won a plate of whiskey last year. I think it was like 8 bottles. I don't know if I won this year. We left a little early. Spoiler alert: we left a little early because it started freaking raining on us, and we were like, "Peace out." Anyway, let's go. Okay, so we get there, and my brother-in-law's. We both have our little glasses, and we're like, "Hey, let's go have fun." Well, the girls, they're like, "We're not going." They went into the first one, and you walk in there, and there's so many people. Like, oh my god! Like you would thought, like with it being rainy and nasty, that like not many people would come. Oh god, I think there was more people than last year. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. But there was a lot of freaking people in there, and I was like, "What the hell?" Okay, so we went in there, and I don't know if this is a thing with me or what, but I have like social anxiety. Not horribly. Like I can talk in front of a camera. It's not. I don't have anxiety in that, but that's hard too. It takes me a couple of takes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm being straightforward, 100% with y'all. And that's all I can do. Like sometimes I got to do a couple takes. It is what it is. I already had to redo this video once, but we're 40 minutes in, and I'm not stopping now. So if it sucks, I'm sorry. So we go in there, and I get overwhelmed because it's loud and there's people yelling and already, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, let's find something. So I see in the very back, Rebecca Creek, which I'm gonna do a dive on everybody soon. So it's gonna be in my Texas whiskey episode, which is probably gonna be a 2 hour or more episode. I kind of want to dive into each distillery. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's future me problems, right? So I go, let's go to Rebecca Creek. So we just hightail it, get over there, and my buddy Locktar, um, go follow him on YouTube. He's doing some cool stuff. He has a really new palate, and he's getting into bourbons and whiskeys, and yeah, he's really cool. He just did a blind that I sent him. He just did that and released that on YouTube, so go check that out. He's a cool guy. He's out of San Antonio. He's actually working at Rebecca Creek now, as one of their bottlers, which is super cool, right? So that's really nice. So we went to Rebecca Creek, and I had picked up in the past, past me. I picked up a Rebecca Creek double oaked, the Spanish oak, right? Or double Spanish oak, or whatever they call it. It doesn't matter. I picked one up because Jack, of all people, said, "Hey, that is an excellent whiskey. You need to get one." And I was like, "Okay." So I did, but I haven't tried it. I haven't opened it because I have samples. I have all the things, and I'm trying not to drink a whole lot. Like I drink. Don't get me wrong, I drink, but I try not to drink a whole lot. Just try not to. But I was like, I need to try that Spanish oak because, just cause. So I did, and I'm so glad I got it. I'm so glad I got it. Because it is really nice. So that was a highlight. And then the brother-in-law got one as well, and he's not really big on high proof or anything like that, but he drank it and he said, "Man, it's so good." And I was like, "Exactly. It's like a dessert whiskey." It was really good. Okay, so then we get our drink, and I literally go outside, and the wives were outside already on the little mezzanine, and trying to get out of the rain. They had their raincoats on. We didn't have raincoats. You know how it is with men. Men are stupid. Anyway, so we're like sitting there and we're, BSing and whatever and drinking our little whiskey. And it was fun. It was really fun. But then it's like, if we want another pour, we got to go into another building, right? So we're like, okay, well, we're running low. Let's go. That's the whole reason we're here, is to try some whiskey, right? So let's go. So we go to the next tent. Well, it's the VIP tent. Now I'm a VIP, but I didn't use any of the VIP stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you have free food and all the things. I didn't do any of that because, like, I was trying to hang out with people. So then we go into the next tent, or the next house, and it's the chapel. Well, the chapels were there where everybody was. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people were, and they were doing like panel stuff, and like it was. I have a video of it, and I might install it right here.
And they're going to buy more expensive grain. They're going to go through more expensive processes. They're going to go through all of the things that they can in order to create the best product that they feel they can, regardless of the cost to them. And that is their promise to y'all.
I'm going to hold my hand up for like 2 seconds, I'm going to stop talking for a second so that you can watch that. And then, so it was like
Here's how I got into whiskey. One, I'm my father's daughter. I grew up in Illinois. My father was in the oil business. Anybody did you a favor, the standard response was, send them a bottle of whiskey. This happened, so-and-so, this happened to him, send him a bottle of whiskey. At Christmas, my mother's counters were lined with gold bottles of red wine.
a bunch of different distillers talking about how hard it is to be a Texas distillery. Which, that's the premise of what we're talking about, right? So that was cool. I didn't really stay because it was so packed in there. So I was like, okay. So we left, and this is what happens. I'm not well known, right? I'm not a well known person, but there are certain people in my life, whiskey people in my life, that just make me happy. They make me happy when I see them and when I'm around them. And one of those people, and he's the first interview I've ever done, was Moose Allen from Andalusia. That man, crazy as hell, but I love him so much. He is a gem. He is a gem, literally. He saw me, and I mean, saw me today, me, not 6 months ago, me. And he was like, brother, and he like ran over there, bro. Like, it made my heart so happy. It literally did. It made my heart so happy. And we talked and BS'd, and he was, he's Moose. He's Moose. He's crazy. He's fun. And so we talked for a minute, and I was like, where are you guys at? He goes, oh, we're in this building. Okay. I said, is there more in that building? Yeah, there's more in that building. Okay, cool. So I said, well, he goes, hey, I got something for you. So give me 10 minutes and meet me over there. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go in the other tent first and then come in this one. Cause like, he goes, I got some really heavily peated Revenant oak. And I said, that needs to be the last pour of the night, cause you're going to blow my palate out. He goes, it's going to be so much fun. And I said, okay, thanks. And he runs off, like a whiskey thief in the night or whatever. So I'm like, oh God. My wife goes, what is wrong with him? And I'm like, that's Moose. I don't know what to tell you. That's Moose. Anyway, love him. Anyway, so we go to the tent, and I meet up with I'm sorry, I forgot his name, from Shire. And I just introduce myself and say hi and say I'm here, and amazing guys. Right. I need to get them back on to talk some more soon. maybe I'll give them a year or something to get their facility up and going. Oh, I would love to go down there and do a live on the spot. But anyway, um, we go through that one. I don't even remember what was in there. There was quite a few good distilleries in there, but I don't remember. Iron Root was in there. Um, I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't remember their name. Something Valley, Madison Valley. Is that what it is? Anyway, Jake had told me to go and talk to them, and so I did. And so I'm in the works of trying to get them on as well. Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you the whole lowdown because like it gets crazy. Here's the gist of what I got. Doing an event like that when it's raining and when it's unpredictable weather, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest. It's super loud in those things, and there's a lot of people, and people like me are like really turned off by it. I went and met with Moose, of course, and he gave me some weird stuff that he's like, "Hey, check this out. This is weird as shit. Now I don't know, just drink it." I was like, "Okay, whatever." Some hazmat rum. I don't know, whatever. I tried what he had. I mean, he was giving me the smallest of samples, luckily, because like here, okay, let's talk about this real fast because this is really on topic. Not just with Texas whiskey, but with whiskey festivals to begin with. When you go, if you ever go to a whiskey festival, and I wish you would, please do any of them. It doesn't matter. Kentucky, Texas, doesn't matter. No matter how much you try not to overdo it, you can overdo it really fast like that. Because think about this: there was 28 or 30 distilleries at the whiskey festival, and each one of them, nobody, and I mean anyone, Johnny Pickles, yeah, he was there. They had 4 offerings. Yeah, you've never heard of them. I know. Like Balcones had 8 offerings that they were sampling out. So here's the deal. If you took a sample of all 8 of the samples just from Balcones, you were over the legal limit. That's why you have a DD, right? So if you tried one sample from every distillery, you're going to be schnockered. Guaranteed. No matter if it was the smallest amount, you're probably going to end up with 5 ounces of whiskey in you. I'm not lying. Which some people can take that all day long and not a problem. But I was trying really hard to be diligent about what I was ingesting. And like, everybody talks about spitting out and stuff like that. It is so hard to do at a festival like that because you have nowhere to spit. Right? It's not like you have a spit cup. Like if you were dipping or something, that'd be one thing. But like, I'm not dipping. Anyway, so like, it's hard to keep your not your composure. I don't want to say composure because like, but it's hard to like keep it where it needs to be. And so just be aware of that when you're out there because like, there's so many people that I saw. Like, we're talking. They just opened 5:30. Well, the VIP gets in an hour earlier, right? So it was like 6, and these people were 3 sheets to the wind. Like they were gone, like trying to start a mosh pit. Like it was bad. So it's like, what do you do, right? What do you do? I mean, you can't judge other people. Obviously, they're having a good time. Let them have a good time. Hopefully, they don't hurt themselves or somebody else, right? The whiskey's flowing. Let's just say that the whiskey is flowing. And I had to make a conscious decision about an hour into it. Like, I need one more pour and I'm done. I'm done. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm trained. I'm not saying like anything like that. Like, I maybe in total, I mean, Moose gave me 4 samples just himself, of shit that wasn't on the table because I'll put the picture right here for the Patreons to see Moose's backpack. Yeah, Moose's backpack has some funky, weird stuff in it that you want, but you're like scared because it's crazy, weird stuff like that Revenant oak that was heavily peated. He said it was heavily peated. It They did a side by side the night before with Octomore, which is the most heavily peated Scotch there is out there, and it was rivaling Octomore. It was so good. It was the last pour I had, obviously, because I was like, I'm done after this. This is blue cheese and bacon bits and stuff like that. Like, I'm done. Okay, so let's get to the meat and taters of it. Is Texas whiskey doing a push for bourbon? I'm going to call it bourbon. Yes. I talked to and tried some amazing Texas bourbons. Absolutely. 100%. Here's the issue. These are unknown or relatively unknown distilleries doing amazing things. I'm not talking even Garrison Brothers. I'm not talking even Balcones. I'm talking, what was the one? Oh, good Lord. Iron Wolf. Yeah. I poo-pooed them last year, but Iron Wolf is making some amazing bourbon. They're right outside of Bee Cave, like right there in Austin. It's really it's really crazy to see the development of Texas whiskey. And I'm excited. I'm super excited about it. Now let's talk about single malt. I think that Texas single malt needs to be its own category. I'm not lying. I might drop that. I might drop that for sure. Texas single malt. For one, it's unlike any other single malt that's out there. Germ gave me all these samples of single malts from the Midwest, right? A lot of them were from the Midwest. And they're great. Don't get me wrong, they're great. I love them. Like I got to try Copper Fox. I've got to try Cedar Ridge, Willenshire. Is that what it's called? I screwed it up in the Lost Lantern episode as well. But anyway, all of these, I mean, they're making bourbon, but you know what I'm saying? Like, all of these guys are making amazing stuff, but Texas, it's taking it a different way. Like with the stuff that Andalusia's doing and the stuff that Balcones is doing and Ranger Creek. Yeah, Ranger Creek. If you don't know Ranger Creek, go find them, please. They're coming on real soon. But anyway, they won gold or silver with their single malt that was finished in a blackberry brandy cask. Like, oh my God, dude, it was so good. It was so good. That was before the heavily peated, obviously. So, is Texas whiskey making a run for big whiskey? Absolutely. Absolutely, they are. And I stand behind that. Not just being a Texas head, not just being a Texas lover. I feel that Texas whiskey is coming into its stride. It's so young. Texas whiskey is so young. It's just now finding its stride. And the more distilleries we have out there making kick-ass whiskey, Coastline, they're doing some cool stuff. Their ryes a little young, but their weeded bourbon is like freaking phenomenal. Like, come on. I'm not gonna say it. You could probably side by side their weeded bourbon with the Weller Special Reserve and their weeded bourbon. I'm not saying it's gonna beat out the 107. I'm not saying that. But the Special Reserve, yeah. And I love the Special Reserve. Weller Special Reserve is great. It's just one of those things, dude. It's like, okay, once you find the profile for Texas whiskey and you know what you're looking for, like, why not? Why not just go deep into it? You know what I mean? and we're gonna do a huge deep dive on Texas whiskey because that's a thing, right? I might do 2 episodes, one bourbon, one single malt. I don't know. I don't know. And then a lot of these distilleries as well are doing kick-ass rums and vodkas and brandies and all of this other stuff where you're like, bro, how do you make that too? Like, and I'm not the brandy shaman or the rum shaman or anything like that, but like they're just making some killer stuff in spirits, period. So watch out for that. Can whiskey make you smarter? Yeah, we're getting to the last topic. And we've already done an episode on this, and it's proven that it can. But can whiskey make you better? Can Texas whiskey, I'm going to caveat that, can Texas whiskey make you a better whiskey drinker? I believe it can. Because Texas whiskey is very bold. It's very brash in its flavor, like Texas. But it's also has so many subtleties to it, right? Like we were driving around Austin, Lakeway, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, it is so cool to see, like, we're in the city, but like there's trees everywhere. The roads are rolling through the hills, right? Austin is different from like San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, places like that. Austin is different. It has a different way that it presents itself, it's not that metropolitan type feel, and you get it. And I feel like whiskey in general, Texas whiskey, no matter what type, has that Austin feel to it, be it from Austin or not. I mean, it could be, Iron Root from Denison, which is as far from Austin as you can basically get, or Giant, or, I'm just naming whiskeys at this point. But like, they have a subtlety to them. Like once you get past their brash exterior, they have such a subtlety to them that they're like, okay, I get it. Like okay, so I just did a cousin weekend. Shout out. You know who you are. And we're gonna do the Patreon shout outs here in a minute. So we dived in. He had picked up a Rio Brazos single barrel pick. Yeah. It was like a 4-year-old Rio Brazos, which I never had. I actually stole a sample. Yeah, I did. It was so good. And you've never heard of that distillery, right? You haven't. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many cool things out there to find. Like, I love the Big Six. I do. I love Heaven Hill. I love Blanton's. I love, all the things, right? I do. I really do. But at the same time, and I love Scotch, right? I love Scotches. Picked up 2 of them this weekend, right? I love it. But like, there's something to say about some Texas single malt, or something to say about some Texas bourbon. I don't know. It's a different category for sure. It's different. But like, man, it's crazy. It really is crazy. Getting into all the like I said, the nuance and the detail of it. If you can get past that brash exterior that they have, some of them, not all of them, some of them are dainty and light and stuff like that. Once you get past that and you can kind of like see all the intricacies, wow, that was a hard word, intricacies of it, like it'll open your mind to a lot of things. So I think we covered all the topics, right? I think we did. I'm loving this glass, by the way. Like, this glass is phenomenal. Like, I have a drip in here and it looks like it's freaking a 1/4 ounce, but it's not. It's literally a taste. Like, I can talk with it in my mouth still. Like, so I say all that to say this. I could not do the things that I do without my supporters. I can't. I'm sorry. This is it takes a lot to have a podcast, and it takes a lot to do the things that you have to do. And I'm so grateful to the people who are supporting me monetarily. And this is our shout out. Yeah, our shout out. And normally this would be a higher tier shout out, right? Yeah. But I'm going to shout out everybody because I feel like they need it. Even the free feed ones. Talking to you, Jack. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not joking. I'm joking. So let's start at the top. Number one, it's got to be Psych Man. Yeah. Psych Man has been down from the beginning. And as soon as I put the Patreon online, he was the first one. And then there's Scott. I'm not going to say your last name. Sorry. Unless you want me to. I need to talk to you about that. These are things that some people like. They want to be kind of like in the shadows, which is fine. And I haven't talked to Scott about it, but Scott, dude, you're my boy, and thank you so much for your support. And then Zach, yeah, you're the real deal. You're a great person, and I appreciate you being a friend. Let's say that. And then Miss D. I love you, Miss D. She supports when she can, and I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And then, we got Bob Hansen, and we got Jack. I love you guys too, even though you're free feed. It's all good. I love you. But think about changing up and getting some of the tiers, because I'm going to, once we get a little more established, obviously, I'm going to do exclusives just for the higher tiers. So if you want in on that, patreon.com/the Whiskey Shaman. Anyway, I'm done with that. I love all you guys. I especially love the people in the comments. So please comment, like all this stuff. Please give me a review, 5-star review, please. It helps in the algorithm. And that's one of the things, like, not to get on that playing field, but like the algorithm is a thing. And if you don't succumb to the algorithm, it's really hard for you to go anywhere and to make any traction. And, so let's go, right? If you want to help out. And if you want to send samples, hit me up, Whiskeyshamanpodcast at Gmail. I'll do reviews of it, whatever you want me to do. I have challenge coins still available if you would like one. If you don't already have one, I'm sure everybody and their mother has one by now. But if you don't have one, if you would like one, please let me know. Instagram is popping. I'm getting some good feedback. I started that TikTok. Y'all don't know nothing about that TikTok. It sucks. Like, I freaking hate TikTok. Like, it's just another platform, but like, it's pretty cringe. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I say all of that to say this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It might have got rambly, and I'm sorry, but at the same time, like, it's Texas Whiskey Fest, bro. Like, that's kind of how it goes. Like, it's a bunch of dudes standing around drinking whiskey. Like there's not much to talk about, and I made an hour 10 out of it. So let's go. Would I go again? Absolutely. I'm going next year. So, be prepared for part 3 or whatever you want to call it. It might be turned into a different episode or something like that, but I'll try to have all the things. And then right here, yeah, that's me inserting talking about the Whiskey Festival and saying that it sucked. Not sucked. It didn't suck. But like that it sucks because like I couldn't talk to anybody. I wanted to interview. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go in there with my phone and do like some guerrilla bullshit and be like, hey, Jared Hempstead, Balcones, what's your favorite whiskey on the line right now? Blah, blah, blah. And then go to the next one and talk to them. I couldn't do that. I couldn't talk to anybody. I could barely hear what they were saying. Like, it was hard. So hopefully next year. So look forward to that in 364 days. 62. I don't know. I don't know when this is coming out. Whatever. Okay. I love you guys. I really do. I really do. All of you who listen, all of you who subscribed, all of you who follow me. I mean, you guys are literally the backbone of this. And please, like, comment on the polls, like, send me messages, do all the things, please, because, like, I said that I was going to give out samples of all these whiskeys and all these distilleries that I'm doing. I got one freaking comment, bro. Like, come on. So whoever did the comment is going to get the thing. But it's like, come on. I want there to be at least a little bit of a race. You know what I mean? A little bit of people fighting over it or whatever. Anyway, I love you guys. And as you well know, this train is rolling, dude. Like, we are going hard in the paint. So stay in this, because we're only going up from here, man. We got big plans. 24, like I said, I told you when I came back that 24 was going to be a big year for us, and it's going to be. So until next time, make sure you keep your spirits up. Absolutely. Love you.